Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm good. You?
Oh man, always good.
Good to see you, man.
Especially when I see you.
That's right. I appreciate you coming down and visiting.
Man, I'm excited. It's been a long time.
I'm hoping I got some migratory treats for you today.
Hey, you know I'm in.
Let's get it.
I'm in.
Let's get it. Come on with it, son. There he is. That's a big one. There it is right there. Come on with it now.
How's that one feel?
You know, my friend,
I know that first one you want to get your hands on, but
it feels pretty good. So first off, Brandon, thank you so much for coming up and spending the day with me here. I've never had a chance to actually show you Cedar Key. I'm not even sure if you've been here before, but me and you have talked several times about boating, fishing, power poles, you know, future, past, you know, power pole stories. So really appreciate you coming up and actually putting hands on the town, so to speak, and seeing what I do and where I do it at, you know, as a partner with Power Pole, Southern Salt Charters and Beyond Service TV. So you showed up this morning, dark 30, pulled up to the ramp, put the boat in, got everything wet and ready, and I walked up and I said, I got a few options for you. Tell us what you said. You know what? This is what I want to do in Cedar Key today.
I'm gonna take a couple big shots at good snook all day long.
I gave you some options for some numbers. I gave you some options for some easy success. And then I gave you some options for difficult swinger for the fence fishing. Typical old Brandon chose C. Let's make it as hard as possible, but let's get the biggest snook in the Gulf Coast in Cedar Key. Uh-oh, it's on. Nice. It's on, good one. Oh boy, let me get down if I can here. Man. There we go. Oh boy, there he is. There he is. That snook thought he was a tarpon. He got the
little aerial action.
Yeah, he got it. Oh! Dang. What the heck? He got my worm on the jump. Same problem. So much grass. All right. What you gonna do? Well, you just witnessed the nature of the beast. Any fish that leaves the water like that, you know you got a 50-50 at that point. But this morning, we are out here trying to see if we can't muster up a few snook. We're gonna play with some tarpon, but we're dabbling around in what I'm calling a migratory chunk for us. Our snook aren't migratory like most think, but they are an in and out and an up and down migratory thing for us. They're not something that we have in our flats every day. During the summer, it's a little more of a better chance to find them than normal. So that's what we're doing today around the moon, and keep following along, we'll see what we do. We have this really cool summer snook pattern. And it is solely concentrated like a June and July thing as its favorite. In the moons, full moon being first, new moon being second, but the moons is where it really just shines in June and July. And normally, July outshines June. And then when you slip into August, it kind of tapers back the other direction. By the time you get to September, they're still here, but they're in a different pattern altogether. The pattern that they're in June and July that we were working with was a deep jigging, lures, artificial presentation, and it is hot. So that does the same thing in the summer when it gets out of control hot that it does in the winter when it gets out of control hot. Like I tell people all the time, the only difference between that summer and that winter pattern is the summer pattern gets hard-headed and scattered. The winter pattern gets hard-headed and bunched together, which helps you. So I know down in Tampa, that's the way we fish today is probably something you would have never seen down there or done down there. It's kind of out of your wheelhouse a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yep. Even though it was out of your wheelhouse, the footage will show you did pretty good. Thank goodness your stick was warmer than mine for sure. Come on, what you got? Oh, wait a minute, that's already burning. Let me get out of the way. We're gonna cross up a little bit. Can you see that? Okay, yes. Whoa, 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 whoa. There we go, we're good. Good job, good job. I couldn't tell, it was a little too dim out. Come on, fish, hold on to it. Seen him yet? Nice snook.
Where you want him at?
Nice fish.
You ready?
Yeah, well, he ain't ready, but I'm ready. All right, yep, go ahead. Just watch the rod and the holder on the right. Okay, he went back. Hold him, hook. Let me see them lips. Uh-oh.
He likes the boat.
He's spunky. He did a little jump and swim right at us, so he's green, mean and green. There it is right there. Come on with it now.
How about that one?
Woo! All righty, all righty. So in case you didn't know, I got my good buddy, Brandon from Power Pole on the boat today, and look what we're playing with here in Cedar Key, Florida, my hometown, with one of my best buds from Tampa at Power Pole. Man, what do you think?
Man, you know I'm always down to catch some snook.
Especially when they're good little meaty.
Oh yeah.
And we've had a couple misses already this morning,
That's
but this
right.
guy here didn't
That's
miss his
right.
target. He didn't let us have it back. He planned on keeping that one forever, so we appreciate him for that.
Oh yeah.
Nice job.
Nice
Let's put it
fish.
back and
Let's do it.
there you go.
Nice fish.
Good job,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Let's see if we can find another one.
I think we can.
Brandon, one of the things I like about this style that we did today is the territory that we're fishing for is deep. It's channel style deals, whether it's marked or unmarked. It's usually pinched. It's usually got a bank and another bank and a deep spot which travels, lots of water flow. So what that opens the door for several migratory things. You know, the tarpon will move through there, the snook will move through there. Possible cobia obviously will move through there this time of the year, especially around the moons is always a possibility. Sharks, we've seen several big spotted rays.
Yeah.
There's just a large variety of stuff that hangs out in these deep spots that you can target on accident or not on the jig. That's one of the things I like about it. You know, you always say that, you know, your bass guys, you know, we're going bass fishing, you know, you're probably going to catch a bass. Mm-hmm. One of the things about saltwater, you hear the bass guys say, well, we love going saltwater fishing because we never know what we're going to catch. This specific style really brings that big fish to the table of several different species that it could be when you drop the jig down. You never know. When you set the hook, it's going to be one of those 5 cool things. It's a possibility.
That's right. That element of surprise is what keeps you interested.
Yeah. But anytime you get a fish 3 feet, 4 feet leaving the water, and that tarpon of mine, what was that, 6, 7 feet, easy. I mean, we done decided he was about, I think he's broke 300 pounds by now.
I think he did a backflip over that marker.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, unbelievable. I didn't think he was ever going to stop. Like, it was like the Michael Jordan of tarpon. He just kept floating, and then it just ran out of steam. It was amazing. He was about 9 feet in the air, and his tail was still hitting the water. It was unbelievable.
In the water. Craziest thing I've ever seen.
It was wild. I got me something over there cruising the wall. That must be another one of them spotted rays over there. Come on with it, son. There he is. That's a big one. Woo, Brandon, get him, baby. Hold him, hook. A little Cedar Key snook for you.
I'll take it.
Yes, sir. Let me know if you need any pointers. That's a good one, boy.
Hey, after that first one.
You're not sure if you want to take my pointers?
Yeah.
I hear you. Son, I hear you. That's like, man, he's snazzy.
Oh,
You
yeah.
made him mad.
Hey,
A little Indian giver breakfast
that's
there.
right.
Oh, now hold on, big guy. Hold on, hold on. Come on. All right, back on the. Oh, come on, son. Good enough. Can you tire your
How
fish
about
out
you?
a little bit?
Come on.
I mean, can you tire him out some? Lay the wood to him.
Hey,
I'll find every way possible for this to be your fault. Just give me a minute.
I can't lay him up any better than this right here.
There we go. He finally didn't have enough power in him that time. Woo!
That one works. How's that one feel?
You know, my friend,
I know that first one you want to get your hands on, but
it feels pretty good. This is a little more of a morale booster than the one I had on. Yeah, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's how you do it, baby.
That's good breakfast right there.
That's right. That's right. You know what is better than one big snook? Two big snook. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm just waiting on you, man.
Tell me a little bit about how Power Pole and Brandon Franklin became a team. So, how did that happen, and when did it happen?
So 2005, been there a long time, coming up on 20 years now in March. Tournament fishing, you know, we knew each other back in the day, doing all that stuff. That was exactly how it kind of fell in. You know, when we had one, my family had one on my dad's boat, it was just a little Tampa, you know, spread out a little bit, Gulf Coast deal on the back of your boat. You know,
Yeah.
Not a lot of people knew what a power pole was. Well, we were fishing a tournament one day and happened to break the spike on the power pole. Good thing they got a lifetime guarantee. So, you know what, it was where they were built at the time, was close to where I was working and going to school. I was like, I'll just drive down there and go pick up a spike, be back in action for the weekend, you know? I walk in, there was one guy in there working his tail off and just happened to come up in conversation. I'm like, you guys hiring? And he's like, yeah, we're swamped. Come back next week. Came back next week and the rest is history.
That's where you've been ever since.
That's where I've been ever since, yep.
Thanks.
You know, I mean, we've diversified our product lineup. You know, obviously the Power Pole Move, Power Pole Charge, Power Pole Micro, several different model lines of just the Power Pole anchor itself.
You guys have definitely stayed very innovative, and
Yeah.
you've kept your. I like to say this in my shows all the time. You guys have kept your head on the spindle around the industry, looking for things that could help anglers and boaters make their days a little easier.
That's right.
And we definitely 100% appreciate you guys for all y'all's hard work and innovation. I can tell you. People ask me all the time about the power poles on the back, and they say, I tell them, that's my one-time purchase to mate.
Yep.
Yeah. No more, I go pull the anchor, go set the anchor. I just hit a button. I paid one time for him. He works hard every day. So, yeah, I love it. It's great. They're great tools, and they have literally changed the way we fish and boat, for sure. So, we got to talk about it. You know, I know it's still hurting a little bit. I know there's a little piece of damage in your heart on this one. You know, but we were literally fishing this spot, and I knew this spot was very known for a big one. You know, that was why we were there. I had already gotten my seat because we'd already made 15 or so casts on this thing. You know, I'd kind of put you through the spill of what to do, where you might be successful at, and I know we had to have been a dozen to 15 casts in. And I was already in the seat hitting the key switch, and you were going one more cast.
It just looked too good, man. I couldn't stop.
And lo and behold, next thing I know, you're doubled up to the max. Here. Oh yeah, there he is. Nice. Good job, Brandon.
Never give up, right?
Never give up on the way out. That's right. Heck yeah.
I will tell you what, when I saw that fish, I had a lot of memories of big snook that I've held over the years flash through my head. That one would have rivaled any of them. You know, it's been a long time since I had a snook that big on artificial.
Let's see what he looks like. Oh yeah, that's a little more better fish.
Good one.
Yeah. I might get the net for this just so we don't have to do the fumbles with it.
My leader is not looking good.
Yeah.
He swallowed the heck out of that thing.
Good. He won't, I'm sure he didn't hurt. I got a big old bucket in there. Where's he going? What'd you say to him?
I knew when he ate it. or she ate it, I should say, that it was a good fish. She came up to the boat and we weren't there.
Man, it must have been something. You give him a weird look or something?
I did. He heard that net coming.
That's what it was, here to slide.
Oh. I told you that leader wasn't looking good.
Dang.
Oh.
Dang.
Yep, look at that.
What you gonna do?
He thumped the heck out of that thing.
What you gonna do?
And I tell you what, I will take fishing for a few good bites, like we just did all morning, than fishing for numbers all day long.
Yeah, there is a little.
That was really special here, I think.
I agree with you 100%. There, you know, you can go catch 20 little ones, you know, throwing in the bushes, you know, pitching some live greenies in the bushes and watching them slurp them and pop them. And you can catch 20 that way, or you can catch 2 or 3 giants with a different pattern you've never done before, which was exactly one of the reasons why I chose you when I went to looking beyond the surface, so to speak, for a co-host. You know, all of our relationship over the years have grown into a friendship and a partnership, and I knew this was special. And I had just the person for the job, and it was you, and I'm glad we was able to get it to work out, and glad you was able to come up and see, you know, how special the little town is, you know, and some of the cool little features we have in the fishing world inside of it. So very glad that we was able to make it happen for you to come up. So we hit that spot in the day where we noticed a drop off. We noticed it got harder and harder and harder. You had to move slower. You had to think more to even get interest. So we were hitting that heat spell of the day, so to speak, which brought us to the whole my belly, you know, and you know, I could use a cold drink. So that was a perfect time for us to come in, hit steamers, get us a little lunch, get a little mental break, and come up with a new game plan for the switch of the tide, the flood tide. Yeah. Switching up and going back out, we decided that we was gonna spend a little time on a little more residential style species. We were gonna do something that we could do any day of the year in Cedar Key, which was one of my beloved species, the redfish. That's something I have a problem going to the water without targeting one. It's just how I am. But, so that style was a little more of what you would do in Tampa. You would probably do that.
Absolutely.
What we did there was kind of a flooded tide, shallow grass flat. Channel wasn't far from us. Potholes here, potholes there. Just a simple rise of the tide pattern.
Cover some ground with a gold spoon, never fails.
Yeah, yeah. And it buttoned us up a couple. We got a hold of a few, and kind of closed the day out in a way. You know, kind of got us back out there after our lunch, and got another species in for sure. Yep. You know, I mean, not no big ones. It wasn't supposed to be a big thing. It was supposed to be more of a numbers thing.
That's right.
There isn't a lot of big fish around the summer.
There he is.
There you go.
I don't think there's much to him, but it's a fish. Fish is a fish. Itty bitty. When Mother Nature throws you curveballs, you just do what you can. And sometimes little redfish is all you can do.
And you pull out the gulp.
Huh?
And you pull out the gulp.
Yeah. Yep. The old gulp with the wind. Had to splash me. Had to get me all in the face.
So Brandon, some of the fishing we showed you today in Cedar Key, how is it different than what you're used to doing in Tampa? You know, the patterns, the styles, the rewards. Mm-hmm. You know, how does that play differently than when you're growing up and present in Tampa?
I mean, I think the biggest immediate difference is just the pressure that Tampa has. You know, it's a it's become a really challenging snook fishery in Tampa and surrounding areas. And growing up, it wasn't that way. You know, you could sight fish on the beach, you could sight fish on the shorelines and the flats. I mean, it was an awesome snook fishery, but just pressure, water quality, all kinds of issues. It's just everything's against the fishery. And coming up here and doing this, totally different. You know, you're getting a consistent shot at a good trophy snook, and
right.
that's the difference.
Yeah, I agree.
People come down there to Tampa and they'll fish 10, 15 times on different trips with different guides, and it's a challenge to catch a good fish like we did today.
Yeah.
Oh, that almost felt, oh, that did feel like something. Come on now. That almost felt like something hit the line or something, trying to swing on it and missed it or something. That was different. Come on, wake up, fish. Get out of your little storm lethargia. A little low pressure, low depression. Is him? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Better one? Come on.
Trying to get the boat stopped, but the wind's shoving us so fast.
So just as we're starting to get us a little redfish trend, we're finally starting to get a little water. You know who decides to visit. Old Mother Nature decides it's time for us to go in. She's looking a little sassy, and them redfish that we was targeting didn't look so important anymore. Getting in before we got our butt busted did.
Yeah.
So I tell you, it was a great day. You know, we went out to do something, we did that. You know, we got us a little bonus tarpon in the air, we did that. We kind of expected we knew that was a possibility. So we got that. We got us a great lunch at Steamers. We got us some good old camaraderie. Got back out, got us some redfish, developed a trend on the flood tide like we wanted to do. I think it was a pretty great day in general.
I would take today any day, I can promise you that.
What was it you said? It's better than being in the office, you said.
100%.
Man, hey, once again, I appreciate you coming
What
up.
a day,
What a
David.
heck of a day.
I appreciate you having me. You wouldn't have missed it.